don't think we've ever spoken about the back fence, the kickoff, ever before. I think last year they'll try and actually change it so we didn't have this part of the game. But given what happened in State of Origin with Spencer, I think this has become one of the real highlights.
I love this.
Well, apparently
calling them pussies.
Apparently Nate Miles up the sideline telling him to kick the other way. So it was an actual tactic to kick away from him.
Well, Origin's on the line tomorrow night. Do you reckon they're going to kick to him? They have to.
Have to.
Oh,
it's a shame we
this is
actually
gonna be
can't
so
start
good.
with Spencer just for that. Let him go there for the kickoff and then bring Max King back on, because I've got to say that would erupt. Have you ever had to take the first?
No, you had to one time, didn't you?
Lockie, he stuffed the kickoff. I'm standing there waiting for the ball. You know, you sort of stand there talking to your front row and you're pumping him up and you tell him how.
Is this you?
No, this is why I don't remember this one. But
Wind the foot up. Douche.
no, the next one's the one that I remember. And you're
I'll
sort of
find
pumping
you
your
there.
front row up and you're saying, you know what? That's Cam Smith, that kickoff.
Oh, this is
Look
you.
at Freddy.
Oh, Freddie. Oh, douche. Get that in
Petro.
your creamy underpants. Oh, look at that. I couldn't think of
Petro
anything
Webkey.
worse.
I remember getting to thinking.
So you went Webkey and Civet
I
Seaver.
went left foot. Oh, he's too big. Left foot. He's bigger. And the other one, Steve Price, I think was there as well. But I've got to say, it takes a lot of courage.
That first play, but can set the tone
Sets
for an
the
Origin
standard.
match.
Absolutely.
The Ogre one, when Ogre used to charge off the kickoff, and Ogre would get there and pick someone out. I think this one he was calling Petro out, screaming at him. Look, screaming. And Petro hits him with everything.
Flush around the chin.
Watch this front on. Watch you scream at Petro. Oh! Mate, it's throw away the keys. You never play again if you did that. Mate, the one that stands out for me was in 2003 and kicked off, and it came down to bounce, and then Webkey catches it underneath the crossbar, and then as Webby looks up and starts running, Bedsy hits him. Have a look at this. You talk about setting the tone not only for this match, but for the whole series. So the ball bounces, Shane Webkey gets it, looks up, look at Bedsy, and then Rico, and then Timo. Look at that. Look at
He's done a good job.
that
Shane
set the
Webcke getting
tone
out.
for the whole series. Look at Beds.
What a crazy sport.
Oh, it was.
What a crazy sport. But Shane Webcke, he was unbelievable. He was like Mark O'Meara.
Never used to see him get
No
smashed.
fear.
That
Absolutely
low
no
centre
fear.
of gravity. Is this the one where he hits Chief? Chief's. Oh! Yeah, he was a brute. He was an absolute brute.
He had a good
Shane
physique
Webcke.
for it too, built low to the ground.
Look at this for technique. Down, smash up through the ball.
Well, the courage it takes, look at him, he accelerates as Chief was getting closer to him. So I can't wait for tomorrow night.
What about catching it? Because I'd always kick goals, so I'm up there. What about when they're catching it? Do you get nerves when the ball's in the air?
No, only when they duff it. And I always saw you just got to get under it. So I was always sort of getting closer, and then sort of go back with the ball. You know, very few front rows want to catch the ball, but I always felt like it was better me catching than someone else.
And when you're there catching, you'd be G'ing up the front rower, wouldn't you, to wind up?
Well, Adrian Morley at the Roosters, I just go and stay to Moz and go, mate, you set the standard.
And what-
Everything's on you.
The eyes would be rolling.
Just be going crazy. He would just sprint straight at him as fast as he could.
It just doesn't get any better, State of Origin. It just, and the kickoff, I know they're worried about the knockouts and people getting knocked out, but this is the part of the game. And tomorrow at school, all the kids are going to be talking about Spencer. Do you reckon they'll kick off to Spencer? And Spencer,
They'll have to.
his eyes will be absolutely rolling.
Mate, Queenslanders were saying they should have kicked off to him, so they'll just have to.
Do you think he's a chance of starting?
No,
No?
no, he won't change much laws. I think Max King did a good enough job to show that he'd handle the start. Payne obviously will start.
He's Spencer. He would be... The big blokes, the real big blokes aren't that hard to tackle, especially the tall blokes. But it's the short, chunky blokes, and he's so explosive. He would be an absolute nightmare to tackle.
It's like granite.
Low centre of gravity
Bang.
and just surges. His last couple of steps when he gets into contact, he drops his centre of gravity, then gets those bumper bars. Oh, you imagine those elbows coming into your sternum?
What a dud job being a front rower.
What a What about the ground? Like, it's short, it's a fast track. We've had a little bit of rain today, so...
Mate, I'll tell you what it is. All these AFL grounds, they're firm.
They're hard underneath.
Yeah, they're firm. So move the ball. It's one thing we used to say to our players in the games we played here, move the ball. Like, get it moving fast. So I think it's actually hard to take off because it's quite slippery and muddy. But once you're moving across it, you can really get across the ground quick.
You made a good point before talking about playing on a big oval. Sometimes you lose your bearings. I remember playing at the MCG. As a kicker, you lose your bearings. But they got the sponsorships going around. That makes it a whole lot easier.
Well, it turns into a rectangle, so you know where your lines are. It's only on one side. So I'm sure, but this is where they put the benches. So they'll sit along there and that'll bring the oval into a rectangle.
It's an amazing stadium, isn't it?
It's one of those grounds where every single chair has a good view. They've got some brilliant facilities from a point of view of sponsors. The media area is incredible. I think everyone that gets here will walk away remembering this game.
If you win the toss, are you kicking
I'm
off?
kicking
or
off.
You're kicking,
Kicking
off. All the time?
Kick off. Come on.
Heads or tails, Isaiah? You're kicking off. I'd love to have a chat to Spencer tomorrow. What would you say to Spencer if you...
I'd just like to know what's going through his head. You know, what do you think? And what do you reckon they're going to kick you? What's going through your own mind?
That when he's swearing and saying, you pussies, and he's walking across and agitating. Oh, that is so brilliant.
Just another folklore in Origin history.